Hey, 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 everybody. I am back live Wednesday night. It is almost 8 p.m. And I just want to welcome you in. You see me on my phone. That's because I am going to my Facebook page. I want to make sure that everybody is jumping on, right? So as you're coming on, please tell us where you're from, where you're joining us from. And then again, let us know how you won today. What was great about your day? How did you win today? That's the word. How did you win? What was great about your day? And so I've got a surprise for you. I told you guys we're going to be talking about some juicy subjects tonight. And I've got not just one. My special guest was Judy Solomon, but I've added a few more people. I've added Kimberly Bowman, Sherry Hennington, Siobhan Kay. And so I'm going to bring them all on screen. And we are just going to have a conversation with you. We're just going to share. So Ashley's saying, of course, Ashley in from Brooklyn. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the ladies on screen. There's Judy, there's Kimberly, there's Sherry, there's Siobhan. And so y'all can go on. Siobhan, you got to unmute. Y'all unmute yourself for a minute so you can holler out to the crowd. Ashley said,
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
is to get
Hello, Miss Judy. Hello, ladies.
yes, yes.
Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Hi. Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
hello, hello. So it's so good to see y'all. Don't know. It's so good to see everyone. So I have to tell you, if you're listening, if you're jumping on, let's see. It's only 7:59. We want to get started at 8 because I don't want to keep you too long, and I want to give you some value as to our conversation today. And one of the reasons, y'all, I'm gonna switch because it looks like if I've got a light shining through me. Can y'all see me better? Trying to work it out. I was trying to get rid of the light, thinking it was me, but I don't think it's me. I think it's the lighting in here. But you guys know I am I'm not in country, you know, and so I'm in a very beautiful tropical place. I did a Facebook live and then I'm going to be doing another one because tonight, of course, we're going to be talking about the retreat that's coming up. Of course, y'all, because I am committed to retreats because I know what retreat did for me. I want y'all to share what it's done for you, something you would never expect because people don't really know what to expect from a retreat until they get there. And so this goes in to our topic, for tonight. And so I'm going to introduce all of you. It's now 8 o'clock. So if you're jumping on, we see we've got a few people already on, but go ahead and tell us, where exactly are you from? Where are you joining us from? Right? Where are you joining us from? Right? So we can know this is a juicy conversation. It is a juicy conversation. Okay. So tonight I have Judy Solomon. Judy lives in Brooklyn, New York, and Judy has been to all of my retreats. So I am on my fifth retreat. So give you a little bit of what I do. I'm on my fifth retreat. And one of my retreats was also a pastor's wives retreat. And so Judy came to all of the other retreats plus that. And a Facebook user says, yay, Aunt Judy. So tell us who you are, Facebook user. Y'all got to tell us who you are, okay? And those of you who are on, make sure you invite your friends to jump on so they could hear. And so Judy, and then we've got Kimberly Bowman. Kimberly has when we were in Italy, that was Kimberly's first retreat that she came, and so she's going to talk about that. We have Siobhan Kay. Siobhan has been to two retreats. She was at the one in Florida, and then she came to the one that I did in Delaware. And then Sherry has been to all of my retreats except for the pastor's wives retreat. That is the only one she has not been in, has not been to. So she has been to all of the retreats. So I'm excited about just getting to the topic at hand. So first, let me set this up. If y'all hear any noise in the background, it's crickets. Nothing I can do about that. So that's just going to be a part of what we. It's just crickets, okay. And then the lighting, y'all. If the lighting kind of seems all in my face, I can't help it because I am not in a studio. I'm not at home. I am. Again, I'm in a very beautiful tropical place. And where am I? I told you the other night. I'm at a retreat, getting my cup filled. Getting my cup filled. Why? So I could go out and serve. And it's the end of the year. I don't know about y'all, which I know you have, ladies. I know you have. I have worked hard all year long, all year long. serving and doing anything, everything else. So guess what? I needed to have my cup filled. The one thing that I'm committed to, y'all, and you guys know this, if you know me for any period of time, you would know that I am committed to making sure I'm healthy and well, to making sure that my cup is filled, to making sure, because I believe that if my cup isn't filled, I can't help, I can't serve others. You guys know I'm committed to being healed. I'm committed to transforming, because I believe that transformation is never one and done. It's always you're always doing it. And I also realize that what I do in the world, it might not be for everybody, but I do know it's for somebody. Somebody needs to know what we're doing and to hear what we're saying. Does that make sense, y'all? And
Yes.
so I
Yes.
want to introduce you. So we're going to start. Judy, I want you guys to reintroduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about where you are in life and what has come into the Festa della Donna. So all of these ladies have been to the Festa della Donna Celebrate You retreat. And then, of course, the retreat that has the men and women, that's where some of them have been to, is the Life by Design retreat, right? So Judy, we're going to start with you. Tell us what you're doing and where, when you came into beginning the retreat, what was your expectation and what is the results that you got?
Okay, I'm Judy Solomon, Brooklyn in the house. I always have to represent Brooklyn in the house. And I've been, as Dr. Esther said, to all the retreats. Now, the very first retreat I went to was the one in North Carolina. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't know. I said, I don't know if I really want to go, but it was the best choice that I could have made. The retreat, it was a new experience. I met new people. And most of all, it was really a wellness retreat for me. But let me back up a little bit. First of all, I am retired, just retired this year. So I am just, I don't know if to say I'm really retired because I'm still doing a whole bunch of stuff, trying to get myself settled. But the retreat has just helped me to really see myself and what I need to do for myself. I realize there's a lot of people that are like me. Some of us have the same issues. And with the retreats, talking to other women, I was able to get some information that helped me. And I hope that some of the information I gave them, we were able to talk in confidence and realize it wasn't going to go anywhere else. And I say every single retreat has been the same, but the one in Italy, tops them all. Just the men and women, just being in a different place and taking time to smell the atmosphere and to see new things and to communicate with everybody. I am totally a different person. I really feel like, we have one life to live and we have to live it, to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Take each day as a present as you get up. And there's no need to complain. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I'm looking for greater things. I don't know if I'm going to go back to work or if I'm going to start a business. Right now, I'm taking one day at a time, but I'm enjoying it. And one last thing I'd like to say, one thing I've learned on that last retreat, I had a little issue with my bags. And I remember calling Delta, and I got this young lady on the phone and explained to her, wasn't hollering or anything. We were on the phone for an hour, but we weren't talking about my bag. I don't know. Something just came over me, and I talked to her about wellness and what she needs to do. And don't worry, your husband will follow you and this and that. When we were finished, she said, I needed to hear this. She said, you need to be a motivational speaker. Well, I cracked up laughing when she said that. But that's what the retreat did for me, that I was able to share with someone that I don't know, I'll probably never see again. And yet we were on the phone for an hour. And we weren't talking about my bag. We were talking about life and taking care of yourself. So, I mean, the retreat, if anyone, listen, any retreat that Dr. Esther has, you need to come. It's life-changing. You'll be surprised. You'll hear from the rest of them that have been there. It's an experience that you don't want to miss.
So Judy, one of the things that Judy said was that she you can talk about things and it's not going to go anywhere. And that's because we create a safe space. Many places don't have a safe space, but at each retreat, we create a safe space, an environment to where you can share your deepest thoughts and your deepest feelings. And the environment is so set up that there's
Mhm.
no judgment, there's no repercussion, there's just unconditional love. Because
Mhm.
many times what many of us don't realize is that everybody has issues, and sometimes mine could be the same as yours. It may have a different outlook, maybe it
Mhm.
may come in a different dress and a different outfit, but it could have so many similarities that
Mhm.
really in the retreat what we find out is that we're more alike than
Mhm.
we are different,
Right.
you know. And by the way, with the retreats,
Yeah.
as Judy is speaking, the retreat is for, it doesn't matter what your belief system is, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your
Right.
culture. No, this retreat is for everybody, because what it is about is humanity coming together and being in a safe space where we can unpack whatever it is that we need to unpack. Some of us
Right.
may say, well, I don't really need to unpack anything. Okay, great. Well, just come and connect with other
Right.
powerful women. Other
Mhm.
powerful women. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we create a safe space. But what I have found is that many times when you don't think that you need to unpack something, I have found you may discover that, oh, yeah, I
Very
probably
true.
need to unpack this and talk about this. So thank you, Judy.
Mhm.
We're going to come back to you. Kimberly Bowman, that's Kimberly. Come on, Kimberly, talk to us a bit. And ladies, can you do me a favor? If you're not talking, can you just put yourself on mute so we can have a clear recording? Because I already have the
Okay.
crickets behind me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead,
Hi,
Kimberly.
everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim. I'm
Hello, hello.
Kimberly. I'm a newbie. I am a first-time retreat participant. Um, I am, I guess I would say I don't want to call it a middle age crisis, but I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. You have so much going on. So I heard about the retreat, and I heard that it was in Tuscany, and then I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need to go. But then, like someone else mentioned, you don't think that you have anything to unpack until you start unpacking. I didn't know what to expect when I went. I didn't know any of the ladies there, but I feel like I met friends for life. I was able to just kind of release some things, find some things about me. I was able to find out about boundaries. It was a beautiful, beautiful environment. The space was a safe space. The participants were all great. It was a co-ed actually retreat. And one thing I'll say that I found out about me is that it's okay to create boundaries. And growing up and being there for other people, it's kind of hard to sometimes find time for yourself. But this retreat allowed me to realize the power of the word no, realize the power of creating boundaries, and it's okay to put myself first. And for me, I think that that was something that I needed, and I didn't even really know that I needed it. Let's talk about the place, Italy. Oh my God, it was my first time in Italy, and I don't believe it'll be my last time. But the retreat was gorgeous. The site was gorgeous. It was a private, secluded area. It was just us on the property. We were taken care of hand and foot. We were served, we were fed food, we were fed knowledge, we were fed empowerment. It was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's a, I think retreats for me are something of my future. I'm going to enjoy lots more in the realm of retreats.
I love what you said, Kim, is that this was your first time coming. You didn't know what to expect, but you created
Mhm.
lifetime friendships, which by the way, one of the things that we do with the retreats is that we create groups to where we can always communicate. So Kim just had a
Mhm.
birthday. Everybody in the group was wishing her happy birthday because we just enjoyed each other so much. We laughed, we
Mhm.
talked, we danced, and that was Italy. But we have done this at every retreat. And excuse me, the retreat location is always at a very nice place. It's always at a place where you could be comfortable, to where you are served, because that's why you're coming. You're coming to experience something you've never experienced before. Or if you have to up level it to where you don't have to, excuse me, lift a finger to do anything, but you are just served at a deeper level. And I'd like to say at a higher level. So everyone that comes into the retreat, even those who come and they work with me at the retreat, they're very much aware that we are serving at a deeper and a higher level, because the women that come, and even for Italy, the men that came, they're coming for a purpose. And so the retreat is a vacation, but yet it's more than a vacation. My coach calls it a transforcation. And so in other words, it's transformational and it's also a vacation. You combine it. You could go to any of these places on your own and you're just going to be on vacation. But I love what Sonia McCrae said. She said what she loves about the retreat is that it's a vacation. When you go back from a vacation, you're going back and you're still unpacking some of the same stuff that you left with. When you go to a retreat like this, you're on a vacation, but you're getting some tools that even when you go back, some of the same things may be there, but now you've got the tools to deal with it. You've got the tools to handle it.
Absolutely.
Now there's been a change within you. There's been a transformation within you. You're on that road. So the thing that you left, or how you saw it, the lens that you saw it out of when you left, is not the same lenses that you see it when you return. And thereby you can handle it just a little bit more. Would y'all agree with me with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you
Absolutely.
see that's what happened with you, Kim? Your first time.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
the first time, it was powerful. I can't even explain. I mean, it was powerful.
Yeah. And Kim came with her husband, y'all, and she was coming to help, and yet when, she got, listen, I have to tell you, it was so beautiful watching you, Kim, because you were all in from the very first day. You sat down and you just began. And I love to see when you know that you're ready for something. That's like when I went to my first retreat. I got to tell you, when I went to my first retreat, I went with reservations because I didn't know what to expect. I did not, like many of you who came didn't know, and many who will be coming. You just don't know what to expect. And I didn't. And so, when I went there, I was like, okay, but I don't know what to expect, but I'm going. And listen, I was like you, Kim. I sat and I was like, whoa, I realized, whoo, I need this.
Yes.
I need this.
And I think
And
a lot of that is attributed to the fact that what Judy mentioned about it's a safe space. I didn't feel judged. I felt it was okay to just be. And that was not, I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't know what to expect, but I realized early on that it was okay to just be. And Judy was one of my first contacts, and I love her dearly. And she just made me feel so welcome and so loved and so appreciated. So, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's an environment that is created to where you can feel safe, that you can feel safe just to be. You can feel safe to be who you are, whomever that is. Right. And you may have to, I like to call it the journey back to you. So you're on a journey back to you, discovering or rediscovering. The reason that safe space is created like that, I love to create the same space. And even those who work for me have to come in. They have to agree. Everybody has to agree for that, because that was important for me. And I will not do anything in my retreats that I did not get from ones I've gone to or what has been created for me. Does that make sense? And so it makes a difference when you can go and you're not judged and you feel, oh my gosh, I could really get this off my chest, or I could laugh, or I could whatever. And I think that's just what's
Or you
wonderful.
could cry.
Or you could cry. It's not,
Absolutely. Yes. Happy tears. Yes.
And,
Yes.
and even at the Life by Design retreat where men came in, men were in tears. And it's so beautiful because they say men don't cry. That's not true. And the beautiful thing is that I saw, and it just touched my heart. And I got to tell y'all, this is how I know that, you know what, God, you have me doing the right thing, because people need healing. People just need to be in an environment where they can connect with other human beings. And can I say powerful human beings? You may have come into a retreat and maybe you didn't feel so powerful, so this or that. But trust me, when you left, wherever you were, you felt better and you were ready to move on and to up level and say, you know what, I could face life no matter what is going on. And so I think that's what's great about it. Yeah. Thank you,
too.
Kim.
100% agree. Thank you. Thank you.
You anything else you want to add?
I can't wait for the next one. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
me
need it.
too.
I need it.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm excited. We're going to talk about the next one coming up in a minute. So the next person is Sherry. And Sherry, you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself. And Sherry has been to 3, 4, 5. But Sherry was at the first one. And she's come to every single retreat where, except for the pastor's wife's retreat. And that's only because she ain't a pastor's wife, y'all. I mean, not right now. She may not ever want to be a
Okay,
pastor.
you speaking something into the environment. All right.
Wait a minute. But anyway, so Sherry, go ahead and tell us a little bit about when you came, your experience, the results that you have gotten.
Sure. So the first retreat that I attended was in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and I'd never been there before. And I'll tell you that one thing that was significant about the Outer Banks is that one of my most favorite movies, love stories, is A Message in a Bottle, and it was filmed in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I just remember looking at the video that you had on your retreat site. And basically, I felt like you were speaking to me. You were saying that, you're somebody who's everything to everybody, and, and that the world will leave you depleted and, empty and feeling unworthy. And that, coming to the retreat allows you to take your cape off. And I remember one of the first questions you asked Dr. Esther at that retreat was, why did you come? And I remember after seeing your video that, one of the things that really stood out for me, and I came to your retreat off of the heels of doing some intensive therapy around, some trauma, as a child, that really I felt like it followed me. And I felt like and when you asked that question and you went around the room, I said that I came because I felt like I upheld my trials and I dragged my sword. And I can tell you that I'm so grateful for the Festa della Donna retreat, because I left there upholding my sword and dragging my trials. I mean, from every single exercise. I mean, one of the exercises that you've done at all of the retreats, except for Italy, was the butterfly exercise. And you talked about the caterpillar and the butterfly having two different life cycles. And you talked about the whole life cycle of the caterpillar and becoming a butterfly. And, that one of those things has to die, that the caterpillar, is in the chrysalis and it has to die to become a butterfly. And I felt like, my caterpillar, and I lived as this ugly caterpillar, right? And I felt like at the end, I was so grateful for, actually having live butterflies at the end, only that it was so windy in the Outer Banks that our butterflies hit the ground. But I actually literally felt like I left there, a butterfly, that, I was really upholding my sword and dragging my trials, and those weren't the things that defined me anymore. That, I was glad that we didn't come there. And I remember you saying, one of the first questions you asked was, who are you? And up until that time, I tell you that, I do this and I do that, and I'm a serial entrepreneur and blah, 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 blah. But those things kind of defined who I was, and so I was so happy that I was able to leave there the beautiful person that I was, but it wasn't necessarily tied to what I did. Right. And so now I get to walk and celebrate my gifts and use my voice, but be the person that I am, separated from the things that I actually do, and the movie Message in a Bottle, filmed in the Outer Banks was like, no, it was kind of ironic that it was in that place, because I left the Outer Banks feeling like I rewrote the love story to myself about myself, literally. And at every retreat that I've been to, I've discovered something new about myself to add to my love story. So yeah, if you haven't been to any retreats, any Festa della Donna retreats specifically, come.
Yeah. I love what you said that when, the caterpillar and the butterfly and the tools that we use. So when you come to retreat, no matter who you are, there's just various tools that we use to help you with wherever you are and whatever it is that you need to do. So what's great about that is that it just meets everyone wherever they are. Because quite frankly, I don't have a knowledge of everybody that comes in. I just really know, just based on what God gives me, you know what I mean? These are the tools I'm going to use to help people. Why? Because I know that's what I use to help me to really go on that journey back to who I am, Esther, to who I was born as, and that's what we're doing. We're really going on that journey back to who we are, back to ourselves. And someone can say, well, I know who I am. Well, I knew who I was too. When Sherry came, she knew who she was, right? But there's areas in our lives because, hey, let's face it, y'all, we life, right? We're lifing. This is, what does it say? Hashtag adulting. Is that what they say? And so we have to find a place because we're movers and shakers and we're doing all these things. We're homemakers, we're professionals, we're entrepreneurs, we're pastors' wives, we're the dog sitter, we're the babysitter. You know what I mean? We're you name it. We're the counselor. We're the educator. Name it. We're everything. And the one thing that we always forget is be something or someone to us. And so what we have to do many times is get to a place where we can take our superhero cape off, where we can take our super shiro cape off, and we can just be. Let me just take my cape off. So I could breathe, so I could take a deep breath, so I could have a good laugh, so I could have a good cry, so I could eat some great food, drink some wonderful coffee. And if you're a wine drinker, drink some great wine, whatever it is, right? That's what it is. And we create that environment, for you. And so I love that, Sherry. Thank you so much for sharing that. When I look, what Sherry hasn't told you, since then she started her nonprofit. She began to write her book, and she's doing wonderful, wonderful things. And we create a community of powerful, powerful people who will help you to get to where you need to. It might not always be me, but I know who to connect you to. Why? Because they're in our community. And that's what I absolutely love. Thank you, Sherry. So now, woohoo, guys, ladies or men, if you're on Facebook Live or if you're coming on later, you have any questions, make sure that you ask. So our next person is Siobhan K. And I will have Siobhan. Siobhan has come to 2 retreats. Her first one was in Florida. And I'll have Siobhan introduce herself and tell us a little bit about where she was when she came to the retreat, and then the results afterwards. Siobhan has been to 2. She was even at the pastor's wives retreat. So, all right, Siobhan.
Well, hello, everybody. Good evening. Hello, Dr. Esther. Ladies, always good to see you as well. So my name is Siobhan K, and I have been to, like Dr. Esther said, 2 retreats. And the first one in Florida was the most profound one. Well, it was actually a really good start because when I came to the retreat, I was in a transition of life. I thought that I was on one journey of moving to Florida. God had a whole different plan for me. And so um, I got a call from Dr. Esther, and she just was like, I feel like you need to be here. And I was like, okay. So when I went, I had found that in this retreat, for the first time in my life, I took my cape off for real. I didn't really understand who I was um, without serving. I've served at a lot of different retreats in a lot of different spaces and places in the world, in the church, outside the church, in ministry, outside the ministry. Um, and what I realized when I got to the retreat in Florida, it was, first of all, it was very beautiful, is that I had a safe space to actually be myself. I didn't know what it was like just to be. I think Sherry said it earlier, was like, I didn't know what it was like just to be myself, and who was I really? who was I really outside of the shadow of actually serving? And that's been really hard for me because I spent 20 years being a social worker, and I spent 22 years being a single mama, and just so many different roles that I play. So that question that Dr. Esther always ask us is, who are you really? And that exercise is so profound because when I was there, not only did I find that I had a safe space, but I was able to actually literally like unload so much and literally unveil and unwrap so much in my life. And I even had a broken foot, y'all. Like my foot was broken. And I tried to
And
serve.
dancing on the broken foot, y'all, like if it was not broken. Okay.
This is true things that you speak, Dr. Esther. Yes. And I was, because what I was trying to do was I really wanted to have a good time. I really wanted to be myself. And I love to dance. Anybody that really knows me knows that I love to dance. I love to dance. I love to have a good time. I love to celebrate. And feeling like I didn't have to celebrate and then pause to serve felt so amazing. Yes. Sonia, yes, my foot was, listen, fully healed, by the way. Fully healed. They said it looked like it was never broken. So maybe that was part of the retreat. I don't know, maybe that was part of the healing at the retreat. But the first retreat that I attended really opened up a space in my mind for the first time of, again, stepping away from serving so much and just being Shabana and participating and being able to be there to understand the value of who I am and who I am really, without the roles, without being a social worker, without a title, without being a mom. Like, who was I before I became all of these things? Who have I always been? And so that was really, really, really profound for me. And then there's the exercise. Oh Lord, Dr. Esther, forgive me. The one where we have like the Coke bottle exercise. I can't remember the name of it, but that was really profound for me because it's a creative visual way to see like what comes to the surface, right? Like when you just understanding who you are, not just the value of who you are, but you just have to be. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to over explain. You don't have to. You just get to be. You just being is enough. You just existing is enough. You just being present is enough. You just being human is enough. And so, and then the second one, I was blessed to serve. And so even though I went back to serving, what I had found was there was so much value in the retreat in the for pastors' wives, was because I'm in ministry. And then I found I'm starting to finally find the balance and the harmony between serving and taking care of Siobhan, so that when I show up, it's the most extraordinary version of who God created me to be. So there's so much value in these retreats that like you really do not want to miss out. You don't, because this place is so special. It's not, you can't even put words to it. Like I'm literally not able to even find the correct, it would be shallow for me to say that it's a great retreat. No, it's a phenomenal retreat. And so that's like been my experience, and so much value I got from it, Dr. Esther.
Thank you so much. I love what
You're welcome.
everyone is saying. What's really great about this conversation is that this is transparency. This is truth. I didn't, this isn't staged or anything like that, but this is just really speaking from the heart of what everyone has experienced. And what I want to encourage you tonight is that for ladies only, our next retreat is April. Ashley, can you put April 27th through May 3rd? It's at a beautiful resort area in Grenada, which is in the West Indies. And you may not have heard of Grenada. That's because it's a really great, well-kept secret. But trust me, y'all, I've been there not once, not twice. I've been there a few times. And then I'll be going back again to just for one more look before the retreat to ensure that everything is set up for you. So is it an investment? Yes, it is, because anything that's worth it, you invest in. And can I tell you, wherever you are in your life, you are worth the investment. You may have to sacrifice and sacrifice. It may mean like when I went to my first one, I couldn't buy all them shoes that I like to buy. I had to find ways that I could sacrifice seriously so I could have afforded my retreat. Why? Because I knew I needed it, and I didn't know exactly what I needed, but I knew something was there for me. But tonight, if you're on the Facebook Live tonight, just as if you were on the Facebook Live on Monday night, and if y'all hear music, that's because they're having a great time out there, okay? Are y'all hearing the music in the background? Are you? They're like, and I'm like, okay, let me hurry up. No. And so if you email support at fddwomen.com and say that you were on Monday Nights Live or tonight, or you've listened to the replay, right? Then you will get a discount on the retreat. So you will not only get a $500 discount off of your price, and then you would need to do a deposit of $1,000 if you want a single room. If you're going to share that room with someone, then it would be $500 off for each person, and then your combined um, deposit would be $1,500 to hold your spot. Why is that important? Because we have limited space. The ladies would tell you we do limited space. I don't get a facility that can overflow a whole bunch of people. Why? Because I like intimate environments. Because at the retreat, we really get to know each other. We get to hang out. We get to laugh. We get to dance. We get to cry. We go swimming. We get massages. Do I need to keep going? Right. And so we get to shop. My husband, hey girl, hey, that's my baby, y'all. The retreat has helped our relationship. I'm just saying. But and so there is a deposit. So you want to email support at fddwomen.com, right? Support. And Ashley, did you put it on there? Support. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't care about the discount, I don't want the discount, because listen, in order to get this discount, you have to register by Saturday, December 10th. Saturday, December 10th. Space is filling up on Monday. We had people email and saying, yes, I want to go. So space is filling up. We are at limited space where we are in Grenada, right? So I'm going to let you see the email. But if you're saying, you know what, I'm not sure if, I could meet that December 10th, so I may have to go regular. Ashley put the link in there. The retreat, the standard price for a retreat is $8,500. You may say, woo, but you're not just going on a vacation. If it's just a vacation you want, well, then that's fine. You could do that. But this is more than a vacation. It is, and as you can hear from the ladies, it is way much more that you get to do. And it is an investment. Right. And what I have found is that people invest what they care for. And I believe it was Alicia that said, what you believe, you build. What you don't believe, and I'm getting it wrong, then you don't build it. You deny it. I can't remember the exact words, but I'll get it and I'll post it in there. Whatever we believe in, that's exactly what we do, y'all. But if we don't believe in something, and I want to add, if we don't see ourselves valuable, then we don't do it. Yes, Alicia, it's much more than a vacation. Alicia, can you tell us what you said the other night, what you believe you build? Can you post it for me so I could let them see it? Yeah, but it's so true. So what I want to say, if you're out there in Facebook land, Instagram, you're in the Life by Design community, and wherever you are on social media, I want you to really begin to look. We're in 2022. The retreat is 2023. You can't wait till 2023 to begin planning your next move. You got to plan now. You got to make those moves right now. And join me and the other powerful ladies at the Grenada retreat. Trust me, you will not forget. Here it is. What you believe, you build. What you doubt, you delay. Y'all write that down. Somebody write it down. What you believe, you build. What you doubt, you delay. Sonia says real quick that it's like a whole life cleanse. It's like, I love that. It's like a whole life cleanse. Juliet says the price is all inclusive. We just don't pay for your airline ticket, but all you got to do is you just come, bring your clothes, because food, everything is inclusive. You don't, unless you want to go shopping and buy souvenirs, that's the money you would have. Other than that, you don't really have, you don't have anything to spend for that. So I just want to encourage you to join me, right? Email support at fddwomen.com for a discount. And you have to do it it has to be done by December 10th, your deposit. I hope I see you all there. I don't know if anybody's got any questions, any comments, but I just want you to thank all of these ladies for just coming on, taking the time. They didn't have to do it, but I asked them and they said, sure, they would do it. And so I'm so appreciative of it. So join me and other phenomenal women at the Grenada retreat. Listen, It is not for everyone. And let me just add just one more thing. This retreat is an exclusive retreat. It is a VIP retreat. It is a high level retreat. So I'm very aware that it is not for everyone. Very much aware of that. But it is, because it is exclusive. It is VIP. It is high level. And if you fit into that, then you need to be there. So come on and join me, right? Ashley said this has been a great life. Thank you, Ashley. I love you guys. I appreciate you. There's the link if you don't want to get the discount. But if you want to get the discount, then you email support@fddwomen.com. I was just looking, make sure I found it. I appreciate you, Kim and Judy and Siobhan and Sherry. She just had to step off for a second, but she's still on. Thank you all so much. You'll be hearing from me. I appreciate you. And I know I would tell y'all Merry Christmas right now, but I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys or talking to you anyway. Maybe not seeing you because Sherry's in LA, y'all. Sherry's in LA. Kimberly is in Atlanta. Judy's in New York. Siobhan is in Minnesota. Right? We are from all over. So this is the other thing. The people come from all over. And that's what's also great. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Anything else anybody wants to add before we jump off?
Please come. Please come. It's life-changing.
Please come.
I ditto that. Please come. We want to see you there.
Yes, we do. And life will never be the same.
And your life will never be the same. Amen. Woohoo. So my people here, they're having a good time. So I'm going to go see what they're doing.
Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun, Dr. Esther. Love you.
Thanks for staying.
Love you guys.
Ladies.
Thanks for having
Love
us.
you.
Good to see you guys. Bye.
Here.
Bye.